So once again I'm starting from flaccidity. Flaccidity means when a cell, or I mean when water is removed from a cell, the cell become flaccid. So flaccidity is reverse of turgidity, and it occurs when a cell is kept in a hypertonic solution. That means when a cell is kept in a hypertonic solution, then water moves from the cell towards the surrounding solution. So flaccidity is reverse of turgidity. If a turgid cell is placed in a hypertonic solution, the water moves out by the process of exosmosis. You know that inward movement of water is called endosmosis, and outward movement of water is called exosmosis. So the cell is called flaccid, and the phenomenon is called flaccidity. Now I will discuss about the uses of turgidity to plants. Number 1, turgidity provides rigidity to plant parts. You know that when the cell absorbs water, then they become turgid, and turgid cell always provide mechanical strength to the plant parts. Number 2, turgor pressure in root cells builds up root pressure. You know what is root pressure? Root pressure means the pressure which is created by continuous inflow of water into roots is called root pressure. You just take a plant and remove the upper portion of the plant and fix a glass tube with the help of a rubber tube, and it should be attached with a manometer having readings. Then keep the setup for some time. After around 4 hours, you will observe that the level of water is raised in the glass tube. So it occurs due to root pressure. That means the upper portion of the plant is not there, but the root continuously absorbing water from the soil, and for that a pressure is created which helps in rising the level of water. Number 3, turgor pressure helps in opening and closing of stomata. You know that the stomata is surrounded by guard cells, 2 guard cells, and the inner wall of guard cells, that means the wall facing towards the stomata, is thick, and the outer wall is thin. So during daytime, guard cells, you know, the guard cells contain chloroplasts. So during daytime, inside in the guard cells, sugar is produced, and the concentration of the guard cells will be higher than the surrounding cells. So from outside, from the adjacent cells, water is entered into the guard cells and make the guard cells turgid. When the guard cells will be turgid, then the content of guard cells will exert pressure into the wall of the guard cells, making them turgid. And turgid guard cells helps in opening of stomata. But at night, due to lack of sunlight, chloroplast remaining in the guard cells cannot make food, and the concentration of the guard cells become lower than the surrounding cells. That is why water is lost from the guard cells and make the guard cells flaccid. So the stomatal opening will be closed. That is why Target pressure helps in opening and closing of stomata. Now target pressure helps to push through the ground. I think you have noticed that sometimes the roots uh, make cracks in the concrete floor or concrete wall. It is because of the target pressure and target movement. Target movement, when we touch the leaf of sensitive plant, for example touch me not plant, whose scientific name is Mimosa pudica, I think you have observed that slowly all the leaves become folded. It happens because when we touch the leaf, one leaf of a plant, this touch is sensitive and make the leaves flaccid. That means water is removed from that leaf, and the same thing happens with the adjacent leaf. In this way, like a change, like a chain, the water is removed from one by one, from the cells, one by one cells, in this way, and make the cells flaccid. That is why the leaves are folded. So target movement means target pressure helps in the folding of leaves. That is, the target movement helps in the folding of leaves of some sensitive plants. Now forces responsible for ascent of sap. Now the question is, what is ascent of sap? Ascent of sap means upward movement of water, or you can say cell sap, against gravity is called ascent of sap. So which forces helps in ascent of sap? Number one, capillarity, that is capillary force also you can say. Xylem spelling is wrong here, XYLEM. Instead of Z it will be X. You know that the xylem vessels are very narrow, and when the volume is increased, then the pressure will be decreased, and when the volume is decreased, the pressure will be increased. So xylem vessels are very narrow, that means the pressure is increased inside the xylem vessels, which cause the water to rise from a lower level by a force of attraction in order to fill a vacuum created by transpiration. There is a continuous loss of water from the plant body by the process of transpiration, which creates a vacuum. This vacuum is filled by water with the help of capillary force. That means capillarity. Then root pressure, I have already discussed. The pressure which is created into the roots due to continuous inflow of water is called root pressure. Cohesive force, third number, cohesive force. When water molecules move towards upward direction, they have a mutual attraction. That means one water molecule attracts another water molecule and stick to each other to form a column-like structure. It happens by a force which is called cohesive force. So the water molecules have a great mutual attraction with each other, or in other words we can say that they have tremendous cohesive force. That means this force of attraction which helps the water molecules to stick to each other, which is called cohesive force. Adhesive force, it is an attractive force acting between substances such as water and the wall of xylem vessels. So this is called adhesive force. 5 number, transpiration pool. Due to